Hey everybody, it's your numerical lion back with a video. It's been a long time. It's been a minute, but I wanted you to be aware of some numerical patterns I had seen that leads me to think that the Baltimore Orioles could win the World Series. And if you're a betting, individual, well, no guarantees, obviously. Bet at your own risk. I myself might bet, might not. I'm in a state, believe it or not, where you're not allowed to bet. So maybe I go somewhere else. Anyway, let's look at the current odds for the Orioles right now. They are, where are we here? Oh, winner odds. They're 700. So basically, a $10 bet wins you 80 total. I'm not sure where you get that. Oh, because it gives you 70 more dollars. And 80 is a funny number because in this language that we talk about, gematria, Baltimore uh, Orioles equals 80. Right now they have 100 victories. They're 160 right now. They got two more games left in the season, so we'll see what happens. So anyway, bet at your own risk. So let's look at this guy. His name is Brooks Calbert Robinson Jr., born May 18th, 1937, and passed away on September 26th. And why I think this is a clue to why the Orioles will win. And sometimes they fool people. Their odds are at 700, right? He um, he played the most career games at third base, and by nearly 700 games, the next closest player. So the odds are 700. He played 23 seasons. That's an interesting number. I'll talk about that later. So from his birthday, his his last birthday to his death is 131 days, and we all know about that number in this community. It's the championship number. Championship equals 131. Right. Let's see if I have anything written here in my notes. And his full name without the junior equals 131. So interesting coincidence there. And I noticed something also very interesting about this alignment with Washington. So his first game, his first appearance was September 17th, 1955, and this number 5 is going to come up a lot. He wears number 5. 11 times 5 is 55. Anyway, he premiered against the Washington Senators. 2 hits and 4 at bats. 2 and 4 is very interesting, and I'll show you that later as well. So, Washington, huh? And the day he died, Washington was playing Baltimore. This was before the game. They had not played the game yet, but the scheduled opponent was the Washington Nationals, and he made his first game against the Nationals. And look, the Nationals had 69 victories, and I'll show you why that's interesting. And they got their 42nd loss, which, here, we'll just go to this. Orioles equals 42. And World Series, I'm just using the base cipher right now because that's all you need. Base cipher equals, what was I talking about? Go back to this here. Oh, they had 69 victories. And in that base cipher, World Series is 69. So this is a possible clue about who's going to win the World Series. And Kyle Bradish went 8 innings. Baltimore Orioles equals 80 or 8. So, interesting, right? And I also noticed this on the map. Baltimore and Washington are very close. They're 39.3 miles away. And if you just say it's 39, I don't know why it's not working for me. Orioles equals 39. And I'm doing this decode on 9/30 or 93. Just for the fun of it, right? The symmetry is amazing. So 39.3 miles, which is interesting because if you just say it 39.3, that's in math, that's 3 times 131, that championship number. Also his full name. Very interesting pattern there. So he's dead at 86. We all know that's a blood sacrifice number. 86. He was 86th, right? You hear that term. 86 is 68. Championship 68, right? And then, so as I mentioned, the day he died that evening, the O's played the Nationals. And after the game, they have 98 wins, which Baltimore Orioles is 89. The reflection is 98. So that's interesting. And before the game, they had 97 wins and 59 losses. Well, death equals 97. Also 38. I'll show you why that's interesting in a second or two. And kill equals 59 in Latin, which is Jewish gematria. So they're on this death number. And this man, right, Brooks Robinson, Mr. Oriole, dies. Mr. Oriole, what was that? Mr. Oriole, 48, just like Orioles, right? So that's why he's called Mr. Oriole. And then 105, which is 15. And I'm going to talk about this number 5 a lot, which comes up. So he died on their 156th game. If you write out 33, it equals 156. Here, I'll do it right here. 33 equals 156, right? And when you put in the single reduction, I like to use keypad and Chaldean as well. 33 also equals 38, like that murder, death, killing number. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to remain on. So the 119th World Series is coming up, or 911 in, backwards and forwards. 119 is 911. 911 is a prime number, and it happens to be the 156th prime. So you can get through these ads. So look, here's the proof here. 911 is the 156th prime number, and this is coming up on the 119th World Series, right? It was their 157th game that was done. That's the 37th prime. So 157 is the 37th prime. And that's interesting because Brooks, his first name, who a lot of people name their kids after him. Brooks. Well, it's kind of like Jordan when Jordan came out. And Jordan equals 26 as well. Isn't that funny? Anyway, Brooks equals 80. Also equals 83. 33. I'm sorry, in keypad, and 37, which is what I was talking about. He was born in 37. See that? Born in 37. Brooks equals 37. And the World Series happens to be on a day with 37 numerology. 10 plus 27 equals 37. So he died on 9/26 or 26/9. Most of the world, they write 26/9. It's the 57th prime number. And World Series equals 57. Also, in Chaldean, Baltimore Orioles equals 57. And World Series equals 69, as I mentioned before, perhaps. And Brooks Robinson equals 69. Direct link to the World Series here. Game 1 of the 2023 World Series is presented by Capital One. It's presented by Capital One for some reason. Friday, October 27th, the 119th, right? So that's a day with 80 numerology. I was talking about 80 before, remember? Why? Well, Brooks equals 80. Baltimore Orioles equals 80. And then it's brought to you by Capital One. So I was like, well, that's interesting. Capital One got the 57 World Series number. Look at the overlap here. 42, 42, and 96 and 96. Very interesting. And of course, 96, the reflection of 69, which is World Series. And Brooks's death was on a day with 42 numerology, just like Orioles, just like Capital One. Right? Orioles 42. So they beat the Nationals for the 98th win, 98-89. 89 is the 24th prime number. 89 is special number. It's prime, and it's also a Fibonacci number. 89. Let's take a look here. It's the 24th prime and 11th Fibonacci number. 11's a big number in this as well. There are all sorts of big numbers. Anyway, Nationals equals 42. And 89 is 68 upside down. I had some friends in high school, class of 89, and they would put their signs upside down to be the class of 68. Nationals, 42. Right? Nationals also 57. That's why they played the Nationals. World Series 57. So, at first they wouldn't tell us what he died of, but Wikipedia on the spot said he died of heart disease in Owings Mills, which kind of sounds to me like Owing Millions or something. On the 26th, Brooks equals 26. 26, of course, the God number. And heart disease has this World Series gematria, 75 and 69 and 69 and 75. Interesting. So the World Series starts on the 163rd day of Robinson's age. Here's the World Series on October 27th, as mentioned before. So this is when it starts on the this would be 163 days after his birthday. And 163, we all know in this practice, is a prime number. It's the 38th prime number. But if you don't believe me, I'll show you. It's the 38th prime number, and we know that number as a murder number. All right, 83. 38. You also know it as a death number and killing number and rest in peace or RIP number. So that's interesting. So he went into the Hall of Fame in 83. Brooks Robinson in the Hall of Fame in 83. Right? 83 and 38. And he was inducted on July 31st. Perfect. A day with 38 numerology. Just 3 and 8 is 11. All right. And by the time of his induction to his death was 40 years and 57 days. World Series 57. It's been 40 years since the O's won the World Series. They haven't won it since 83. He's inducted in 83. That's your murder number. There's also a day with 32 numerology. And it's 32 days from his death to the start of the World Series. And I'll get back to 32 later. 32, the reflection of 23, which is important. It's also 31 if you don't count the days. And that's interesting. From his death to the start of the World Series, 31 is the 11th prime number. I was talking about 11 before. And this induction ceremony happened on a day with 121 numerology. Of course, blood sacrifice, 121. Also, we mentioned 86 and 257. And that's interesting because 257 is the 55th prime, the God number, the Satan number, also sacrifice number. And notice the fives, 5 and 5. He wears number 5. And 121 is, of course, the 11th. Not 11 times 11 is 121. So it seems like it's been planned for a while that, he's going down. 11, of course, the 5th prime number, and he wears number 5. And I think he won 11 straight. I don't know. There's some record of him winning 11 straight. So there's number 5 is featured prominently in anything you see about him. Or number 5. There he is. Number 5. Look at this. Number 5. Here he is older. 5. And then you can buy his shirt. Of course, the orange representing 33. And it's for $75.99. Not funny. World Series equals 75. Interesting. And if you write out the price, $75.99, it equals 119. Or, possibly headed to their 119th World Series. If you write out 5, it equals 42, just like Orioles, right? Just like the day numerology in which he died. Just in case you don't remember. And 5 also equals 24. The reflection of 42. The place where he, quote unquote, died equals 240. Owings equals 87. Brooks Robinson equals 87 as well. Just noticed that. There's so much to this. I was going down other rabbit holes. I'm like, wait a minute. So Brooks Robinson also equals 87. Let's get back here. And Owings, where he died, 87. How appropriate. Everything by the numbers. Robinson equals 47. And this is a big number with him. 47, the 15th prime, or 3 times 5. 3 5s. Right? I grabbed this screenshot at 225, or 15 times 2. He started in 1955. And 55 is a special number. It's a Fibonacci and a square number. right in 55 here. It's the 10th Fibonacci and 10th triangular, and it's also the 5th square pyramidal. So he wears number 5. 11 times 5, 55. Such an agreement with fives. So yeah, as I mentioned before, the last time the O's won the World Series was in '83, and that was the 80th World Series. And Baltimore Orioles equals 80. 83 is the 23rd prime number, and he played 23 years in Baltimore. And he went to the Hall of Fame in '83. What are the odds, right? 83. I'll show you in a minute. The 23rd prime number. Fascinating. And he was born on a day with 23 numerology. He was born on 5/18, 23. Then these young O's can win it all in 23. So from his birthday to the start of the World Series, it's 162 days. And there's 162 games in a baseball schedule, and Major League Baseball equals 162. Find that fascinating. And his last season in '77, he had 47 at-bats, and Robinson equals 47. How apropos. Here we can look. I'll show you on baseballreference.com. His last year, 24 games, and no wait, is that games? 24 games and 47 at bats. See, 47 at bats. 47 at bats, and Robinson equals 47. What are the odds? And 47 is like throughout his career. It's crazy. He was an 8-time All-Star, 18-time All-Star. 6 and 6 and 6 is 18. The current manager, Brandon Hyde, wears number 18. 1 and 8 is 9. You write out 9. It's one of only 2 numbers you write out that equal 42. 9 and 5. That's it. Basically, they're the same if you look at them. Crazy. So let's look at the manager, Brandon Michael Hyde, born October 3rd in '73. He was with the Cubs when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016. And when you look at from his birthday to the World Series is 24 days, just like Orioles, just like Hyde, right? He was born on a day with 24 numerology, too. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3 is 24. And Robinson died here. If you add it up, it equals 240 or 24. So his career record right now, he's 314 and 390, and that will change. 707 games career with the Orioles. Brooks Robinson, 707 when the season is over. Brooks Robinson equals 77 in that keypad cipher. 77 is 11 times 7, right? His last year was in 77. So I was looking at the news of what happened in Baltimore, and there was a tech CEO who was killed, and they caught this guy. LePere was her name, and they caught this guy. So Pava LePere is 26, like Brooks is 26. Brooks died on the 26th. Jason Billingsley was the guy, and he's 32 years old. Very interesting. So she was murdered on 9/25/2023, a day with 57 numerology, 34 plus 23. World Series 57. La Paire, her last name, equals 57. A clue for the World Series, right? Mr. Oriole 105, 57. So very interesting there. And Pava La Paire equals 97. Remember that murder, death, killing number? And the Orioles had 97 victories at the time of her death. Isn't that odd? Just a coincidence. Death, of course, 97. O's had 97 wins. She died on the 268th day of the year with 97 days left. This is when she died. The day before Brooks Robinson died, this tech CEO gets murdered, and Brooks Robinson hit 268 career home runs and almost batted 268. Pretty close, though. And 1357 had some significance. If you look it up, 1357 is his career RBIs. It's 23, that number we were talking about, times 59. They had 59 losses, 83, the 23rd prime. He played 23 years for one team. It's all a coincidence, a numerical coincidence for sure. So it happened, end date included, 33 days before the World Series. And they love that number. And La Paire equals 33, as perhaps I mentioned. I could just do this. La Paire also, Pava La Paire also equals 43, and Robinson equals 43. All right. La Paire, Pava, the first name, 43, 97, just like Robinson. And La Paire equals 33. I don't know where I got that from. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, reverse reduction equals 33. She gets killed 33 days before the World Series. From the last World Series win in 83 to first game of 23 World Series is 40 years and 11 days. 4011 is 411, and that's related to 33. 411 is 3 times 137. We all know about 137, the 33rd prime number. Write out 137. It's the 33rd prime number. So they arrested this guy, Jason Billingsley. He equals 63. Major League Baseball equals 63. 6 and 3 is 9. Jason Billingsley, 63. Also 225, which is 15 times 15. It's also 77 in keypad. We were talking about that before. Brooks Robinson, 77. There's so many parallels. And then if you write out Major League Baseball, oops, drop something. Major League is 63, but Major League Baseball also 63. And 79, like murder. That's a murder. So Billingsley also 59, a number we see stamped on black people, and tech CEO also 59. 59, also 121. sacrifice number, and Tech CEO, also 59. So very interesting. And the Orioles had 59 losses on the day that this happened. Nickname for the O's team is the Baby Birds. That equals 32, getting back to the 32. And Brooks Calvert Robinson equals 131, the 32nd prime number. Show you again. 131 also means it also equals 320 or 32, and 75 in Chaldean, which is that World Series number. 131, that 36 prime, the 32nd prime. And Brooks's death with 32 games before Game 1 of the World Series. 32 is 23, 23 years in the league. 2023 is 223 in numerology. And 223 is the 48th prime number. Oops. I would think that would be a perfect year for the Orioles to win it all. 48th prime. And Orioles equals 48. So this video is a little longer than I thought. I had no idea really, but that's why I'm speculating. Remember, bet at your own risk that the Orioles are going to win it all. And if I'm right, shower me with praise. If not, well, then I'm not. Anyway, have a great day, everybody, and enjoy everything. You gotta squeeze the juice out of life. Anyway, it's Numerical Lion signing out from a secret, undisclosed location. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.